Okay, welcome to episode 2 of my Hood book review series. And this time I'm going to be reviewing Empire of the Summer Moon by S.C. Gwynne. I don't know. But, oh yeah, if you're wondering what happened to my hand, I actually got tendonitis. I was playing golf, practicing for 3 hours over at the driving range, and yeah, I overused my thumb, and then all of a sudden, if you've ever gotten tendonitis, that shit fucking hurts. And yeah, golf's a really fun game, but if you're not used to using your thumb like that, it's gonna fuck you up. But whatever. All right. So, Empire of the Summer Moon. So I originally started reading this book because I saw it on Joe Rogan's podcast, and he was talking to the author, I believe, and they were just talking about this book that he wrote and how on basically the history of the Comanches and the history of one of their greatest war chiefs, Quanah Parker. And man, this is a dark book, and the crazy thing is, this is real life. Everything that was written in this book, the author in that podcast was saying that he went to like a lot of professors. I can't remember if he interviewed people from the actual tribe itself, the Comanche tribe, but yeah, the dude did a lot of fucking research for this, and dude, thank you. This book has it all. The book is basically written in a way that the story is like almost like a story, but it has a lot of historical shit inside the story. So, also like look, check out this book. Like that's these are a lot of words, and these paragraphs are freaking fat. They almost take up the whole page. Sometimes they do take up the whole page. And so this is a tough book to read. This is about a college reading level for sure. I had a little difficulty reading this book, but man, is it worth it, man? The book even has pictures. There's pictures in here that I'm not going to show, but yeah, like there is some really, really cool pictures in here, and that gives you like a real visual. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even know this book taught me actually a lot about the history of the West. Like there is a crap ton that I learned from this book, which is another reason why I really enjoyed reading it. Like one thing that I didn't know, that Buffalo Bill, the reason why he was called Buffalo Bill was because that motherfucker murked, probably 10,000 buffaloes. Like it is crazy. And if you don't know anything about Western history, there used to be millions of buffaloes. They used to roam the entire United States, and they're the ones that actually created the Great Plains. And the reason why Buffalo Bill and all these like rangers or whatever the hell, the reason why they killed the buffaloes was because the buffaloes were the main food source for the nomadic natives. And so by killing off the buffaloes, killing off their food source, a lot of them got fucking murked. This book goes into the savagery. You know what I mean? Like the natives, the original Native Americans that were here in the United States were fucking ruthless. And I can go on and on about all the history that I learned, and there's a lot of history in here. There's a crap ton, but that was one of the interesting ones that I learned. Also, the camera thing. There was fucking cameras back then. Like, what the? That one when I saw these pictures, I could not believe that this was taken with a camera that was like probably like 4 foot big, but still, like they were able to capture images even back in Western times where there was little to zero technology, which is fucking mind-blowing, but whatever. So let's talk about the book. So, my mic moved a little bit. So the book follows Quanah Parker, this dude right here. And the interesting thing about Quanah Parker is he's half white, and he's part of the Comanche tribe. So the book follows the history, like a little bit about the history of the Comanche tribe, and then his family, the Parker family, which was, I believe they're out in Texas, but, fact check me if I'm wrong. Also, if I get something wrong with these facts, I'm sorry. I haven't read this book in a while, so I'm reviewing it just based off the memory that I have. So, go ahead and fact check me, write the real shit in the comments if you read the book, or if you know a lot more about history than I do. It's perfectly fine. But, yeah, it follows his life. And this dude is a savage, man. Like, he's a crazy motherfucker. And so basically the book starts off with his mom. His mom is also like the book. If you don't like history at all, I would not recommend this for you, because the book, it does start off pretty slow, You don't really get to the good shit until like probably halfway towards the end of the book, and you have to really enjoy at least some history to be able to appreciate this book for what it really is. Like it's like a story with a lot of history in it, and it's actually an amazing book, and I learned a lot from this book, and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna read it probably again, and like probably next year I'll read it again because just to get I like to reread books to just to reread them. But yeah, so he's young. His mom got kidnapped by. Oh yeah, obviously I say this in every video, but be ready for some spoilers. I'm not gonna go over what happens at the end. I'm not gonna go over any of the really crazy stuff, but but there's a lot. I'm not even gonna go over some of the savage stuff in here because you should read that crap for yourself because it's. Let's just say there's even some pictures in here where you're like, oh shit, like fuck, like you gotta read that shit. You gotta see the pictures, and once you read it and then see the pictures of some of the stuff that's in here, it's like, damn. But yeah, I'll do like a just quick synopsis of what the story's about. So his mom got kidnapped when she was young, and this is actually normal in Native American tribes back then. Like, if you were a child anywhere, but between like ages like I think like 8 to 10 or something, they didn't just straight up kill you. They took you into their tribe because they had a real tough time reproducing. You know what I mean? Like it's common humanity. Like if you don't have different people with different genes and everything to help you reproduce, you can't function as a society. And these Native American tribes were savage, and it was normal. Like the Comanche tribe would go over, jack chicks from the Apache tribe and little boys, whatever, and then bring them into their tribe, and the Apaches would do the same thing, and all these other tribes, and it was freaking nuts. And I forgot what her name was, Miss Park. I'm gonna call her Miss Parker. Friday, whatever. Miss Parker got kidnapped by the Comanches over at her fort I believe it was in Texas. And so, but she got kidnapped at a young age. She got kidnapped when she was 8 years old. And I think her sister got away. Her family basically got away except for her. She was the only one that stayed with the tribe. And the crazy thing about her was that she got implemented into the tribe and learned their language, and then basically just became a full-on native. She forgot how to speak English. She was basically, in a sense, almost brainwashed into just becoming a whole different culture, which is, crazy to fathom. But she did. And she had a son, and her son is actually Quanah Parker. And so, the book gets super interesting because, her family's been out trying to look for her, whatever, for years. They're trying to find her. They know she's not dead. The natives were still trading with the Western, the Western dudes. They were still trading with them. So, like, rumors were saying, this little girl, she's a white girl, she's still alive. And so then the Parker family ended up looking for her for years. And then it even got to a point where, Quanah Parker was even fighting his own Texas family, his own Texas roots, Texas white family, and in almost in a sense. And yeah, it gets pretty crazy, like the story just basically is just about his life, and then his life after all the wars and battles that he fought. And basically, it's sad, but the story is just, everybody knows what happened, right? Like the Texas Rangers and all those motherfuckers, the savage motherfuckers, and they are savage. Like, no shit, after my camera. The hell? Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, like the sad to say, but eventually, the white folks from the Western time took over, and there's literally nothing that the natives can do. Like once they hit, once they got like the six, like the Colt weapons and the guns, it's basically GG, game. Like there's nothing they could do about it anymore. But the book goes into details about how the Comanches like broke horses, and they were like, it reminds me of the Dothraki in Game of Thrones. Like it reminds me a lot of them. And yeah, man, this is a great book. I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah, it's a tough read though. It's a tough read. The pages are really big. There's a lot of words. There's a lot of information, and it's even hard to comprehend a lot of it because it's a lot. But the story, like I think the time changes. I can't remember fully, but the times, the dates in this book they vary. So sometimes it's even hard to follow a little bit. But Highly, highly recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the West, you love history. This is a good one, man. This is the West was a savage, savage place. It reminds me of man. If you haven't watched that show, 1883, the Yellowstone prequel. Oh man, good fucking show, man. After reading this book, you watch that show, and then it's epic. But all right, that's pretty much it. That was my little review on this book. Check it out. Shout out to the author, S.C. Gwine. Hopefully he writes. I wish somebody would write a book like this based off like like South American history, or you know what I mean, some of the places that people don't usually write novels about. But I would love to, like Apocalypto the movie. That was a good ass movie too. I would love to see a book just like this for South America. So Gwine, like, hook us up, do some research, and yeah, man, keep writing, man, because this shit's great.